Okay. Wow. I gotta make sure really. Well, I guess I can't. I was going to see if you guys can hear my music or what music. Should be interesting. Hold on. I have an idea. Okay, if I have this set up right. OBS is an interesting thing. Suddenly maybe that'll be okay on volume. I'm not sure how the volume is because I can't monitor it, which is actually kind of funny. So we'll see. Oh, interesting. Okay. I have to have the screen. I have to have the screen up. I'm going through a browser program in order to capture my phone video. And my phone has a pretty decent camera. So this is watercolor paper because I plan on wetting the ink afterwards. I have Pilot's Precise V5 rolling ball, which is an ink. Hi Z, can you hear me or not? And like, how is the music? If it's Smashing Pumpkins, please tell me. Okay. But can you hear Smashing Pumpkins is kind of my question. Because I have it split on the audio, and I've never done that before, so I'm not sure. We do not want to hear Smashing Pumpkins. Because we do not want to get, like, copyright infringement. Billy Corgan's a dick like that. But really, it's the companies. Not necessarily Billy Corgan. Which, by the way, we are playing this tonight. I've had that since one of my good friends in middle school gave it to me for Christmas one year. Usually I check the stream with like my phone to monitor. No Smashing Pumpkins being smashed from what you can hear. Sweet deal. Oh, I'm excited about that. Because that means I figured out shit. Because sometimes, I mean, like, my audio stream has... I use the, like, Stream Elements thing, which has different music. But it's all copyright free and royalty free. Which is great, but at the same time, it's not what I want to listen to. I've been in Pumpkinland too long. It took me forever to figure it out. That's why, like, from the time that I said, I'm gonna go stream, to, like, now. Actually, a little before then. I've been setting up for this all night. I've been setting up for this since before we began talking. I've been setting up for this about an hour after Cece said she'd cancel her stream. So it's been a bit. Maybe I won't smear this ink. I don't know yet. Hopefully you're doing a little bit better. Are you feeling any better? There's just something satisfying about an ink pen that I absolutely love. Watched an anime playing Azure Lane, also vibing. Obviously. Good, that means that you're feeling somewhat better. Thanks for vibing with me. I forgot how good this album is. Like, I haven't listened to it in its entirety in quite a long time. Like, when I first joined our band, I listened to it because it's just one of my go-tos for migraines. But it's a great experience. Savins! Yes! Art stream. Hi. Nice to see you. I needed to disassociate, so I'm listening to Smashing Pumpkins, which you can't hear because copyright, and arting because it's been a hell of a day. How are you? It's nice to see you, Savins. Also, there's no particular thing that I'm drawing. I am just drawing. And then I will be painting. I love Smashing Pumpkins. Been to a couple concerts. Fuck, you've been in... I'm envious, but at the same time, I really haven't had the opportunity since 1996 to go see Smashing Pumpkins. So, that's freaking awesome that you've seen them. The band that I am in, that I play bass for, is a Smashing Pumpkins tribute band. So I've been in Smashing Pumpkins headspace for about 8 months now since I've joined them. 9 months. Yeah. Wow, we were in the gestational period. We might actually get a drummer. We've been playing with a drum machine. In true Smashing Pumpkins fashion, it's been a bassist and 2 guitarists. It's been hilarious. That's super tight that you got to see them. They're on tour right now, but they don't come anywhere close to me. The nearest place is like a state away in either direction. Which, they're pretty far, unfortunately. Because if they were closer, we were all thinking we'd totally road trip for it. But it'd be like, you know, a 3-day trip. Unfortunately. Hopefully you've had a good week. That would be awesome. I hope you get to see them. Like, I'm a... better than an 8-hour drive from SoCal through Nevada, so it's like, unfortunately, it's quite a ways. I am super sad I don't get to see them, but you know, sometimes I'll swing around. Maybe they'll hit Las Vegas. I'm not horribly far from Vegas. That's a worthy trip. Be cool to see him in San Francisco, though. I've only driven through San Francisco. Thank you for saying my desk looks cozy. You're excited to potentially see a concert this summer? Z, what concert are you seeing? I thought I would make my desk look comfy. I've been kind of like... It's better than... Okay, so I have a clear desktop. I have glass. It's an L-shaped desk that goes like that in the corner of my room because I have like work computer here and I have like my computers here. So like, unfortunately you can see through the desk and that doesn't look good on stream at all. Oh, it's the Who. 5-Finger Death Punch. Yeah. Those are some serious dudes in 5-Finger Death Punch. And I know you've seen the Who before, and they were freaking awesome. So I'm stoked that you get to see them again. You had mentioned that the other day, now that I think about it. I'd just like to see a concert. Like, I haven't been a participator in the audience for a while with like a good band. I'm trying to think of the last time I saw a actual band, and I think it was like 2001, and I think I saw like Eve 6 and Stroke 9 which is like forever ago. Another band I'd love to see is Sabaton. I have not heard Sabaton. I just honestly haven't had the inclination or money, mainly money, to go see concerts. I started music school in 2001 and I left in 2003, so I was going to people's gigs, but I wasn't going to like any established bands. And then after that, I of course, you know, with college and moving back home, there's like a lack of opportunity to go see anything, generally speaking. And then I moved to like North Dakota, and there wasn't really any place to see anything except the Fargo Dome or like any other Fargo venue, and they all had lousy bands, like for the most part. Last two bands you've seen are Incubus and the Killers. That's freaking awesome. COVID fucked up your sense of time so hard, right? And Sabaton is a historically themed metal band. They are awesome in person and on the sound system. All you remember of Incubus is Pardon Me. My sister liked Incubus a lot. I luckily didn't get to listen to them too much. She was more of a what's it called? A Perfect Circle fan, which is really funny because James Iha from the Smashing Pumpkins went and played rhythm guitar for A Perfect Circle after their first album, or no, during their first tour of their first album, I think, something along those lines. But he joined them for like most of their life. And she got to see him quite a few times. My sister's seen a heck of a lot of concerts, and unfortunately she and I don't have, like, we've never been in the same two places really for that long since like college. So she got to see like all kinds of fun stuff, like 9 Inch Nails. She's seen a couple of times, which were apparently amazing. My mom had the same kind of like luck when it came to concerts. She saw like Pink Floyd live with the Wall tour. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Let's see. You were more for Breaking Benjamin and Perfect Circle. You love the song Blue. Blue is a great song. I think out of the live bands I would like to see right now, I definitely want to see Smashing Pumpkins just because I've always wanted to since they toured from Melancholy. I was a big fan at that point in middle school. But I was too young to go to concerts. My parents didn't let me go to my first concert until I was in high school. As a high school freshman, I got to see Ringo Starr and his all-star band, which pleased me very much because I'm a huge Beatle fan. But like the second thing I saw was the Rolling Stones came to the Rose Garden Arena in Portland, and it was fucking amazing. They had Johnny Lang open, and he was like my age then. We were like, he's like maybe 18 or 19, and I was like 16 or 17. Fucking amazing concert between that and like the fucking Rolling Stones. It was great. Your mom got to see Prince live. Oh, you like Prince. I wouldn't necessarily have guessed, but at the same time, who, like, when you listen to a Prince song, you're like, wait, this is good. Prince always surprised me. Like, anytime I've heard a song that is Prince, I'm like, oh damn, he's good. Like, hell, he was on the tribute to George Harrison concert. I think it's called a concert for George Harrison, something like that. And he did the solo on While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and it's the best fucking solo I've ever heard in my life. Prince was amazing. Even though he was very religious. Like, in a weird, well, not necessarily weird, but like a very different religion. He was a Jehovah's Witness. But yeah. Amazing musician, amazing talent. You also like Def Leppard and Cher. Okay, Def Leppard is a guilty pleasure of mine. Let me put it that way. Like, by all rights, I should not like Def Leppard just because of reasons, but I do. And it's really funny because I'm not much for like hair metal or anything like that. Though I do like Van Halen a lot. And David Lee Roth for that matter in his solo work, just because he was fun as shit. I think of like hair metal and stuff along those lines as popcorn bands. In the sense of sometimes they're musically amazing and sometimes you just consume them like popcorn. Kind of like pop music now. And Cher is awesome, though. Like, I was surprised I like Cher, but I do. Of course, like, when that song Believe came out in the late 90s, everybody and their brother were playing it, and one of my good friends had the single CD, and he would not stop playing it. So that was on repeat way too often. And I still like the song. That's how good that song is. It's funny. Concerts are amazing, though. I've seen some really good blues players live. I saw the Allman Brothers live with Derek Trucks on slide. That was really cool. And they had Greg Allman with them, of course, before he passed on. It was like in 99. Yeah. Honestly, I haven't seen many live music acts since the early 2000s, and I kind of regret that, because there's been so many bands I've wanted to see, even people who've come to Vegas. Like, I wanted to see the Claypool Lennon Delirium, I think it's called, because Sean Lennon, for one, and 2, Les Claypool. And 3, I guess, Psychedelia. They're amazing. He was vibing to Nirvana every now and then. I mean, gotta love Nirvana. I guess I'm kind of chatty tonight. I didn't think I would be. Just one of those things. I guess if I don't start or stop talking, I'm gonna start singing. Oh, so the Beatles trivia that is Wordle version of, or I should say an audio version of Wordle for Beatles songs. My max score on that stream was like 258 songs in a row that I guessed correctly within a 2-second clip randomly chosen of said Beatles song. And I guessed in a single guess. 258 straight with a single guess. I feel pretty good about that, but I was really mad because I messed up on the last one, obviously, because otherwise I'd have a higher streak. But it was damn Abbey Road, and for some reason Abbey Road always trips me out with separating the songs, because in my brain they're all one run on, because that's how they designed the end of it. So it's hard for me to remember if it's Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, or the long medley called The End, you know? And so that's where I crashed and burned. It was kind of fun because Blueberry Bird joined me in chat, which is kind of like zoned out, because I mean it was late, but also it was actually kind of fun because I got to tell him a lot of random Beatles trivia, and she was just being super sweet about it because she was just decompressing from work. You know, the Beatles get so much shade nowadays from like younger generations, and I totally get why, because it's cool to hate on people. But like at the same time, they kind of did that in the 80s too. They got shit on a bit because they were overrated, and then in the 90s they came back as not overrated. So I know it's gonna swing around because they always do, because it's the Beatles. But at the same time, I'm sad that people are just kind of like skipping over them because of word of mouth. You decided Jim out to come out 0 just for the vibes. Nice. I am on... What song am I on? I am on Fuck You and Ode to No One. I really like this song. I really wish we would play it. I'm having a hard time getting them to play, what song? Where Boys Fear to Tread. Like, that one's, like, super nice and fun, like, upbeat and rockin', but nope, not yet. Though, I have to say, these next 2 weeks, we're just focusing on practicing the songs that the drummer that's gonna be attempting Jimmy Chamberlain lines chose. Like, he chose a lot of melancholy stuff. Like, okay, so he picked out Bullet with Butterfly Wings, 1979, and Zero, along with Rhinoceros, which is from Gish, and then Cherub Rock, which is from Siamese Dream. If you ever want to listen to Sabaton, I'd suggest Bismarck and March of the Dead Men, and finally Shirayama. Good to know. I may ask for you to remind me of that, though, so I can put them on my Spotify and check them out. I took a Virgin Mary axe to his sweet baby Jane. Lost my innocence to a no-good girl. Scratched my faith with anvil hands. Coiled my tongue round a bumblebee mouth. I give it all back to you. I give it all back to you, yeah. I give it all back to you. For you. The only song I think is Beatles that I know is Blackbird. Yeah. Bullet with Butterfly Wings is one of your fave songs. I know. It's gonna sound so killer once we get a drummer Z. I'm gonna cut a track from our rehearsal tape once we get that drummer. It's gonna be amazing. Fucking love playing it too. It is so fun on bass, I have to say. And they do a really good job. Like, honestly, they're really good. That's such a good song. Zero's so fun too. Blackbird's a really good Beatles song. Like, Paul McCartney did a really good job with that one. One of my favorites of his. I'd really like to do this song too. It's Love, because the lyrics are great. And it's just got interesting sonic space because they use a phaser really heavily with distortion. My heirs of madness to declare that it's okay, yeah, it's love. It's what you wanted to see, it's who you wanted to be. What you needed to need, she'll make it up. It's a shame that I don't have like the range of a tenor or an alto, because everything's like in that range. It's too low. Machine gun goes. You know, one of the things that I think honestly influences my art without even realizing it until this point is actually the booklet for Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, because it's a lot of line art, Victorian line art in black and white. And I don't know, like thinking on it, probably. And I absolutely love like the block print feel of this, and like the contrast of it just being solid black and white, you know, no grayscale. I loved it. Like, I loved it in middle school when I got it. And I still really enjoy that kind of look. You can't sing for shit, you just vibe and try. Hey, no shame in not being able to sing. It just takes practice and dedication. And if you sing regardless, then it's, you know, perfectly acceptable too. Yeah, it looks kind of classy. Like, the person who did like all the album stuff, decoupages, like basically he did a composite of multiple images, like famous artworks, for a lot of the liners, notes, and stuff like that. And it just turned out really brilliantly. Did I mention I like ink? I freaking love ink. Ink is amazing. You know, it's funny, my dad used to doodle a lot while he was on the phone, and he was on the phone constantly because he had his own business, so he's always making calls. And I think maybe that's where I get it from. Like, his doodles were more square, and mine are very round. But I think that's where I get it from. And I always used to doodle on everything. You know, maybe it's like ADHD, and instead of bouncing leg, I doodled. You know, and maybe he did too, for that matter. I don't know. But I do know I love ink. And this and painting really get me out of my head. Devil may do as the devil may care. He loves none sweeter the dead. Her mouth, though mischief, he doth speak. Her heart, the captive of which he speaks. So come on, ye lovers, in love with the sound. Won't be chattered with nary a note, and one Cupid's arrow under your coat. It has been a real night, I tell you what. I don't understand why life needs to be so hard sometimes. Our hopes gathering from dust to dust, in faith and compassion and in love. The song that's next on Melancholy is Galapagos, which we actually do. I convinced them, and they haven't quit on it yet, and I'm so happy about that because they sound great. Ain't it funny how we pretend we're still a child, softly stolen under the blanket skies. Rescue me from me. Know that I believe. Maybe you listen to him next yourself. You feel that vibe? I dig that. Obviously. Should I fall from grace here with you? Would you leave me too? Carve out your heart for keeps in an old oak tree. I haven't listened to too much him, to be honest, but like aesthetically, on what I've heard, I really like. And whisper lullabies. Tell me I am still the man I'm supposed to be. I won't deny the pain. I won't deny the change. And should I fall from grace here with you, will you leave me too? Will you leave me too? I'm actually really glad I convinced them to do this song because, like, I don't know, the lyrics really spoke to me. The whole album speaks to me, though. Too late to turn back now. I'm running out of sound, and I'm changing. And if we died right now, This fool you love somehow is here with you. I won't deny the pain. I won't deny the change. And should I fall from grace, here with you, will you leave me too? Will you leave me too? Hopefully I'm not annoying you with my singing or disrupting your own vibe. I always worry about that. Among the sorrows drift among the dead, and anything I ever said and anything I ever done is gone and dead. 'Cause I feel surely have to end. A great love one day have to part. I know that I'm a man in a boy's world. My life has been extraordinary, blessed and cursed and won. Till I'm here, but I'm ever broken by the way. Have you ever heard the words I'm singing in this song? It's for the girls I loved all along. Can a taste of love be so wrong? I feel surely you have to end. The band you wish you saw live. Oh, Linkin Park. Yeah, that would have been something to see. It really would have been. I knew exactly where I was, and I knew the meaning of it all, and I knew the distance to the sun, and I knew the echo that is love, and I knew the secrets in your smile. I knew the emptiness of you. I knew the season of heart. I knew the words of your soul. And the world is etched into your head, and the world is drawn upon your heart. And the world so hard to understand is a world you can't live without. I knew the silence of the world. I knew the silence of the world. And I knew the silence of the world. And I knew the silence of the world. And I knew the silence of the world. next song I think is Porcelina. If I remember right. Which... Yeah. Porcelina of the Vast Oceans. One of my all-time favorite songs by Smashing Pumpkins. All-time favorites. And what's funny is that CD came with a manufacturing error in which that track didn't play. So I never heard Porcelina of the Vast Oceans until an acquaintance, I wouldn't call him a friend, but like an acquaintance at school loaned me his copy on tape. Which I was blown away by it because it's 13 minutes long for one, and two, it's an amazing, amazing song, and that is like endgame dream to play. Like, I want to play that and Soma so badly. Soma's another amazing song. It's long, it's like 8 minutes, but not like 13. Our longest song is like, that we do, I think is like 7.5 minutes. Because we play Mayonnaise, which is another wonderfully long song. Since you enjoy more melodic rock and metal, I think you would actually really like Porcelina, because it's very incredibly melodic in the like old school, almost prog rock, epic kind of feel. As far as you take me, that's where I'll believe. The realm of soft illusions, floating on the leaves, on the distant shoreline. She waves her arms at me, and all the thought police closing in for sleep. Dilly dally, brightly stayed. Really interesting lyrics too. Also make a marvelous use of stereo panning, where they have like the audio and it moves back and forth between. But they were always really good at that. Like Butch Vig produced this one. He was a famous producer though. Still is, I think. It was funny. Butch Vig also had a band. That band is named Garbage. He was the guitarist for Garbage, but he's more known for his production, which is funny because it's like he was a great musician in his own right. To the fortunes gladly I walk unadorned, with gods and their creations, with filth and disease. Porcelina, she waits for me there. The sea sail hissing lullabies, whispers fathom deep inside in my own. Garbage was a fun band. Oh my goodness. And the singer is just amazing. I don't know why I'm blanking on her very famous name, but I totally am for some reason. Yeah. But God, I love her voice. I actually got some wax. I'm sad I actually got some wax on my backdrop here. Sad face. I should be able to pull it off no problem because it's velvet. But still, I'm like, aw. I wanted to actually light my smelly candle, but the smelly was too smelly for me, and the wind was too windy because I have 3 fans going. So we have an unscented candle. Because I'm like halfway working on a migraine and I can't tell if like my meds kicked in or what. So it was funny when you were saying that it was our chat was making you have a headache. I literally was like, I'm getting a headache right now. It was actually kind of funny. So one thing I really like about this song is the use of the ebow. It makes a noise like a whale song. And it's really gorgeous in this song. Oh, we're finishing out side 2 or disc 1 of this Melancholy and Infinite Sadness, because the song Take Me Down just started. James Iha was super pissed that his one song on the goddamn album got put at the end of that, like, which understandable, totally understandable. Like, it's the one song he gets to sing. It's a sweet song too, but it also kind of fits there. Like, I think in the track listings and composition of the whole thing as an album, it really fits. Take my hand, I'm lost where I began. In my heart I know all of my faults. Will you help me understand? I believe in you, you're the other half of me. Soothe and heal. When you sleep, when you dream, I'll be there if you need me. Whenever I hear you sing, there is a sun. It'll come, the sun, hear them call me down. I held you once, I loved that once, when life had just begun, and you're all I see. And trumpets blew, and angels flew on the other side, dear. And you're all I see, and you're all I need. Hey, Faye! How are you doing? Long time no see. Hopefully you're doing awesome. I am just arting it up and rocking out too. Smashing Pumpkins, which you can't hear because of copyright reasons. So you get the unfortunate side effect of chill vibes with stream elements. It's good seeing you though. I've had a rough day and I needed to art, so I have been arting. Wednesday morning disassociation time is a familiar mood. Existentially exhausted but hanging in there damn straight. We're gonna hang in there as best we can. And we do that by disassociating, listening to some good music, keeping some good company, and letting our fingers wander. So that's where I'm at here. Let's see if I can bring this a little closer. Yeah. So I've just been doing some ink work on this, and it has no particular shape or value. It is purely meditational. Hey, me gusta. Gusta51, thank you for the follow. Just drawing. Where this will go, I don't know yet. I have multicolored pens, and I also have my watercolors on me. How are you doing, Gusta? Also, Art Geek is curious what kind of paper and what kind of pens. Okay, so the paper, we have Strathmore watercolor, cold press, 9 by 12, 150 pound. 300 grams squared, whatever that means. It's their 400 series watercolor, because I was thinking about watercoloring this. And the pens that we have today are Pilot's Precise V5 rolling ball. They are actual ink pens, if my thing can actually focus on it. They're not gel, they are not ballpoint. And then I also have my Pilot Varsities, which unfortunately they are also an ink pen. Some of them are running out though, so that's why I bought the other set, because I am a sucker for ink. But at the same time, I don't have the setup for fountain pens anymore. The liner gives you crystalline plant vibes. Ooh, I dig that. You found you enjoy hot press a lot for inking because the paper's smoother. This is what I had. But I will actually definitely take that into advisement because I do like a smoother surface. For both painting and for drawing. This is a bit rough and textured. At the same time, since this is line art, it kind of lets the pen wander where it does, which is kind of interesting for me. Because I usually do doodle on more slick sheets. No habla español. I'm sorry. I wish I could. You use Pentel brush pens because you don't really have the room for loose ink. I mean, yeah, I think I have the room for loose ink because I kind of keep everything to myself. And this is like, I have a large desk. I just don't have the cash to set up loose ink. But God, there's some gorgeous inks. Oh my goodness. I am in love with those inks that have that shimmer where it can change color. Those I really dig. And I've want to get a fountain pen just so I can use those types of inks. But they also make those in watercolors, so it's like a toss-up on where, if I ever have any money, it goes. You love shimmer ink too, you just haven't used it yet. One of these days. You and me, Faye. I love gel pens too. Like, gel pens are great. Writing on black paper when you were in middle school. I would do the same thing, but I wasn't in middle school, I was in college. But I do love gel pens. For the purposes of like some of my art though, like being able to re-wet the ink and change and morph it into something is really fun, which is why I wind up with ink. But gel pens are definitely my second go-to. Writing utensils are a special interest of mine. Oh God, me too. Like heck. Like, I swear I bought these because they had more of a real kind of like fountain pen nib on it. And I am such a sucker for that. Like, back in middle school for me, they had these cartridges of ink that you would put in these bigger pens. And they would have like nibs like that. They were like semi-disposable, but you can get different colors and stuff. And I think they still have those kind of, but they were more common. It was the 90s. Unfortunately, I ran out of black ink, inking something else. Funnily enough, I was inking the project that I did for Crow. Like, I drew them a picture. I gave it to Cece though, for Cece to keep or give to Crow at some point. It was really kind of interesting. But I started it during a stream that they did during Halloween. They sell a lot of those over here because it's apparently completely normal to write with fountain pens in high school. That is weird. I did it because I was very strange. Like, I liked being a bit eccentric. I was always kind of the eccentric one. And God, me and a fountain pen. You made the leftover school supply stuff. Nice. That is really nice. One of these days, I'll get myself some super nice ink. You know what's really cool is people on Etsy are like pressing their own watercolors, and they have some amazing pigments, including some of the fun shimmery stuff. really, really makes me want to like spend money that I don't have. I have asked you about your favorite colors and shit one day. I was gonna do a painting for you. And I think I have some of it roughed out if I remember right. I tend to do meditative work when it comes to inking and large projects. Sometimes I'll have it as a focus and it's actually a magical practice. I don't know if this one is or not. I haven't decided yet. I do have a lot of accoutrements. And Discord's Apple here. But I'm not sure if this is esoteric or not. You follow a bunch of people on Insta on your art account that press their own pigments. It's like really relaxing ASMR to watch their videos. God, I would imagine so. I love that kind of stuff. I like started a few years ago following a couple of stim blogs on Tumblr just because sometimes that shit is so relaxing. But they were all like food ones, which doesn't help, but it's like people painting cupcakes and cookies and stuff. And then of course that, you know, famous chocolatier that rolls around Tumblr. His stuff is amazing. That kind of stuff is really fun. Yes, the chocolate guy. I know. That chocolate guy is amazing. I am so damn, like, proud of him. He does the most amazing stuff. Like, good on him for getting, like, at least Tumblr famous and TikTok famous. 'Cause, like, damn, that guy is skilled. Z, if I ever see like some super cool ones, I'll have to send you a link, get you hooked on Tumblr just for the chocolate guy, because he made some amazing stuff. You know, I'm actually kind of bummed, Faye, because like you're on Jack's server for Discord and I never see you talk on it, which I'm kind of sad about because it's kind of like a, I don't know, it's kind of nice. I'm not on CT's server anymore because I couldn't afford it. Like I couldn't afford being on their Patreon. So, and then like Innkeeper and Mojave server is so freaking full and busy that like my brain can't keep up with it. So like I was kind of super happy that that Jack invited me to their server because it was nice to see some of the people from CT's server that I really got along with. So if you ever poke in there, that would be super cool. It's nice to like discuss magic and stuff like that. You're inside my Discord server, you forgot to talk in Yeah, I know, right? It's you have to put stuff in folders and then ADHD brain forgets things in folders. I mean, same with like me and like the milk at the back of the fridge. It's the Helicia Susurrus, if I remember right. I think that's their server title. But like Toph's in there and Cece's in there and then of course Jack is in there. And then there's like August, which is Jack's partner, and a couple other people, so it's been kind of fun. Because Jack is nice, and I like their partner. August seems really chill. It's kind of nice to have like a alternate to the Mojave / Innkeeper server, because that is so freaking huge. Like, good for them, but at the same time, it's like too much chatter. Yeah, you know, the society server, it's so busy. You want to talk more, but you've been so tired lately. I'm so sorry. I hope you're able to gain back some spoons and you know, feel more energetic, whether it's from rest or just feeling better. I know we've all had like off time. I myself am off of work currently due to my migraines being so incredibly horrible. But we're hopefully sorting that out. Yay, neurology appointments. What time is it there anyway? Because it's like 2 in the morning here. $10 a.m. Nice. You're having like a brunch stream then, basically. It's brunch. That's so cool. Time zones are weird. You don't have a normal circadian rhythm. Either do I, to be honest. I mean, like, it's 2 a.m. You know, I'm on medication that is supposed to help me with sleeping. It does nothing. My insomnia has gotten progressively worse. Last couple months. It's been really hard. But we do what we can. We drug ourselves, or we stay up. One of the two. Same with meds and insomnia. Right? And it's not that I have like recurring thoughts or anything like that. I'm just awake. We do what we can because we must. Yes, indeed, Barry. Also, good morning, I think. It's still Wednesday there, right? Or are you in the afternoon? I never know what time it is anywhere. I don't even know what time it is here, unless I had a watch, which I do. This thing is cool because it has the day of the week along with what month it is, and then what day it is around the edge. It's 8 p.m. Holy fuck. It's 8 p.m. For the good of all those who are dead, except all of us. So this was really... it was a present from my dad. He got it for me for a very special occasion. It was like my 30th birthday. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm clumsy like my father, which means I hit my arms on everything, and I especially hit my watch on everything. So here, like, the day of the week and the month and the day, as you can see, are all set at 1. Because apparently I bashed it against the door frame hard enough that it pulverized the gears, said the Swiss watchmaker who inspected it, because it was a perpetual watch. Like, I don't have a battery in it. Like, he was laughing. He's like, I've never seen gears pulverized, but they're just dust. So yeah, bang up the gift from my dad, just like my dad would. Exactly. If that isn't kind of fitting. I mean, I got his wonderful sense of coordination. It's great. But I also have his watch too. Unfortunately, my father's passed on, but he gave me his watch, which I don't wear because, you know, I don't want to bang it up. That's why you're afraid to get a nice watch. You just like randomly whack your arms and stuff. This is exactly it. This is exactly it. Like I just whack my arms and stuff. And then of course I talk with my hands. So like there's that. And I'm a guitarist. Wear several watches. Flavor Flav. Definitely. I mean, you can just have them up and down the arm. Oh, that's cool. You can see my scar. That's from the cat recently. Oh, this one, if you can see it in the right light, you notice how it's a little lighter? Like, I mean, like my pale ass skin, but like you can see how like it has a whiter spot right there. That is a 2nd degree burn where I burned through the top layers of my skin in a grease fire in a barbecue. It was kind of funny. Oh, and this one, yes. So you can see like maybe on this knuckle, but I caught it with a cheese grater when I was about 14, and like I have this big divot in it. No, I cannot see it all. I know, right? Like I'm pale as the paper pretty much. And then I got my current non-calluses on my fingers because no matter what, I cannot callus. But I do have some blood blisters from playing on my bass, so that's fun. Oh, you can actually kind of see some of the... Maybe. I don't know. I have some skin coming off there. Bass is fun. I should have moisturized. I'm gonna be on camera. I whack everything when it comes to like my hands. Like they just go places. Oh yeah, here's another. That one's a burn right there. That's cat scratch. That's cat scratch. It gets funnier as we go on because I'm like, oh, and that is from, I'm counting like wounds like they did in that one movie Jaws where they're all in the around the table discussing their combat wounds with sharks. It's nice having you two here too. I think Z might have fallen asleep, or he's zoning out with his own music, which is nice. How is the balance on the music anyway? Can you barely hear it, or is it too much? I've been kind of wondering about that. Barely hear. Balance good. Good enough. I just don't want you guys to hear my fans. You're jamming out to some tunes. That's what I thought, see? Contradicting reports. Yeah, mainly just, you know, to make sure that it's not absolutely silent and you can't hear my heavy breathing. And, like, I'm not doing ASMR. But also there's like 3 fans running because it is still fucking 100 degrees Fahrenheit out. Which is, what is that in Celsius? It's 37.77 outside at 2 in the morning because it's dead summer and I live in the freaking desert. I know, I feel like dying. This is why I'm inside. All my windows have blackout curtains. I mean, I had to go out at 6 p.m. and it was like 105. It was miserable. The thing is like during the dead of summer, the heat does not dissipate any longer. That's the hardest part, is it stays hot because it doesn't cool down at night. It retains the heat like a lizard on a rock. Dry heat beats humid heat. Yeah, absolutely. 100% on that. Because it would be like feeling like 120 out if it was humid, which I've experienced that in Kansas and Missouri, and I do not want to experience that ever again in my life. That was the most miserable heat. It was like 99 degrees. It was 120% humidity, however they calculate that, and it hadn't stormed. So it was just super swampy, muggy, like enough to make you vomit because of the heat and the humidity together. And I was going to a wedding. It was a great time. You've never lived anywhere with dry heat. You grew up in the Northeast and now you live in the Netherlands. You just completely shut down in that type of weather. I mean, yeah. That's all you can do. It was pretty bad. Like, I get nauseous with heat. Like, I'll throw up. I've thrown up because of hot tubs before, because it's overheated me. I'm just like that. So, it's been really trying living in the desert. Like, driving home some days from work, the sun would just kind of beat in on my from the window to my lap and my tummy, and then I'd be like nauseous when I got home. It's funny as shit. And I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, so it's like I really can't deal with the heat. I'm a whiny baby. Your digestive system goes completely wrong from heat too. Yeah, some people it just really does. It's miserable. Hopefully the Netherlands is much more temperate. It was kind of funny thinking on it. Like, back in 5th grade, we had 5th and 6th grade, I think 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, there was a girl named Anna who was from the Netherlands, who she and her family relocated to the US for a while, I think. I don't think she went to our high school though, because I don't remember seeing her after like 5th or 6th grade. So maybe they moved back, which I hope they did, to be honest. But it was kind of cool because she was from the Netherlands, and I had never met anybody from the Netherlands before. She was a sweet girl. It sort of used to be, but climate change has made the summers warmer. Oof. Also, most everything in the area you live in is reclaimed swampland. Oh, so you're like the Florida of the Netherlands, but hopefully not with the same type of people. It's very moist. Much like Oregon in that sense. Moist isn't bad as long as it can stay cool, but when it gets hot, it's miserable. The Netherlands is sometimes jokingly called Swamp Germany. Oh my goodness. You think it's most of the country? Swamp Germany. I mean, like, I know we get a lot of shit up for being the US, so, I mean, I can't talk. God knows we're getting a lot of shit right now from ourselves, which is good, because politics is bullshit. My state had the midterm elections, and yeah, none of my candidates won. Of course. Because this is a very Republican state that I live in. Don't be stressed for us so much. I mean, like, I'll be honest. I think we all appreciate the empathy because things are so fucked. But we always pull through one way or the other. Source, you live in New Zealand, which is like old Zealand, but better. Plus you're recovering from a concussion, so you can't video game much, which you usually do for escapism. That's really gotta suck, not having like your favorite escapism. Hopefully your concussion gets better. I'm sorry you've had one. Those are super tough from what I understand. Anything to do with the brain is super tough, though. Especially with recovery. So I really hope it goes well. I'll be thinking of you for sure. It's kind of funny, like, how much work you get done just doodling. Imagine if I actually was trained in art and could do figure drawing. It's been a month, but you're having a bunch of side effects. Oof, that sucks. Yeah, it's several, but you were in the middle of an Elden Ring playthrough and you're itching to get back to it. I know, you've been playing Elden Ring a lot, and unfortunately I haven't watched much of it. Definitely not as much as I want. But I don't really get to watch much of anybody's because I'm, oddly enough, trying to stay off the computer because of my migraine situation. But I did get new glasses, which, oh, I should show you guys. These things are cool. Like, just a second, let me get them off. They are sweet ass migraine glasses, in the sense of, like, this is my prescription from my optometrist, and it has the tinting along with, like, the non-reflective surface. They're very 1970s. You have 140 470 hours plus in Elden Ring. They help, I think, but I'm not sure yet. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I've been doing a lot of testing with them on the computer, just so that way, before I get back to work, because that's kind of like what hinges on my work is I do computer work all day, obviously. So, like, is the migraine glasses going to help or not? Like, regardless, it is my prescription. I have a very mild astigmatism in one eye, which also can contribute to migraine. And also, now that I'm a diabetic since February, I have to, you know, make sure that my eye health is good. So far, so good, though. Like, no damage. I have to say that I like these a lot better than the yellow Gunner glasses, and I use Gunner in quotes. There is a brand called Gunner that does computer glasses, and versus yellow, this feels a lot better. I did have to turn off Flux, though. That small app, F.LUX, because it made it super dark, because it, like, basically doubled up on it because it was screen tinting, right? Oh yeah, so there you go for Flux on your PC. Yeah, because I have that. I think I probably could fiddle with it so it's better, but the glasses kind of eliminate that, which is nice. Use Flux, but Win 10's built-in works well for me. That's great. Migraines are unfortunately pretty common, and it goes with heterochromia. I mean, genuinely, I do have heterochromia. It's sectional heterochromia. So no matter how facetious you're being there, Barry, that's legit. Minus the cat ears, of course. And if you get a chance, you have to get prescription glasses. You may get yours styled like Alucard's with migraine lessons. That would be badass. Alucard had some fucking badass glasses. Fucking love Hellsing. And it's a real shame that, like, of the tone change between, like, the manga and the OVA. Because, like, it was so fucking funny. It was such a really great parody on and satire on top of it being a good, like, horror story war kind of thing. You're putting a cat ear headband on you right now. You know, I actually have a headset that has cat ears. Yeah. All you hear when you hear people say Flux is the shit that you used to make when you... The shit you use when you make Forge Worlds. Yeah, because it is called Flux. Flux is a good name. There's also a game that was invented by some NASA scientist. It's a card game called Flux, where, oh god, I fucking love it too. It's a game that has ever-changing rules, and it is an absolute hysterical blast. And they do theme decks too. Yeah, you think of soldering. Yeah. Hellsing Ultimate is a direct retelling of the manga. Yeah, but without all the funnies. Yeah, Flux was 2 X's. There we go. Super fun. It is. If anybody ever gets a hold of a deck, that is a party game to go to, as long as people understand it. Which is to say, you need to be not drunk first, or not high. And then, as the game goes on, progressively, you can drink or get high or whatever. Because you need to understand the basics first, if you haven't played it before. Otherwise, you're going to be so lost. Oh, you play the shit out of Flux. You have 10 or so decks. And Faye hasn't played in a long time. We have 3 decks. We have Star Flux. We have Original Flux. And then Monty Python Flux. Fucking love Flux. But we haven't been tabletop board gaming or card gaming in quite a while. Liz and I, my ex, used to do that a lot. But she's on a video game kick with her girlfriend, and that is fine. I've been kind of like on a music and art kick. Munchkin. Hell yeah. How... I fucking love Munchkin. So my first ex-fiance, Lou, and I were so into Munchkin. Like, we bought, I think we had like 4 different sets of them, and it was so fun. But I mean, this is talking back in like 2003 to like 2007. So it's been a long time since I played, because I haven't played since I broke up. It's kind of funny, like my exes all get me into card games. And I don't know how you haven't heard this, other than the fact that you live in New Zealand. A cross-culture thing. Hellsing Ultimate is still funny, but if you want utter satire, Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. Yeah, we need to watch that together, don't we? If you ever get to play a Star Wars tabletop RPG, you want to make a Mandalorian. Munchkin is always fun. You played Epic Star Munchkin Blender Foo once, and it took like hours to finish with several players. This was also back in 2003, 2004. You know, it's funny, like I learned more D&D lore from the parody of Munchkin than I did from like D&D players. So like I learned about the gazebo and fun stories like that through Munchkin. Mandalorian. You've never played D&D proper. I have on occasion, and I'm in a campaign now. I mean, like, literally just joined the campaign, so we'll see how that goes. I am playing a paladin who is not wanting, well, I would have to say it's like a begrudging paladin. Z helped me design the character. That's Drail there. So yeah, Drail helped me design the character and did some awesome brainstorming with me in order to get it like where I wanted to have it feel. And so far so good. Like, absolutely love his input. It was amazing, and it was a fun night. Like, honestly, I had a lot of fun making the character. That was a fun project. It was like, I think we left at like 1 a.m. Yeah, I think we parted Discord at like 1 a.m. his time at like 2 a.m. my time. We were just like 5 hours or better. It was funny. Let's see, though you do weekly tabletop RPG stuff in your other systems and a bi-weekly board gaming with another group. It's, yeah, that's awesome, Faye. You love begrudging paladin. Yeah, Z is playing a Tanaruk blood hunter in that game. super funny. Like, when our characters met, he knocked a door into me and I fell on my ass. And, like, honestly, I think I'm channeling Princess Leia in, like, A New Hope. Now that I'm thinking about it. Like, it could be a bit of that, where my paladin has a chip on her shoulder. And, because I've come up with some, like, I would say some gruff quips pretty rapidly. And Z is so fun to play against, like, when it comes to, like, riffing on stuff. But yeah, just bam, slammed open the door. I get knocked over and fell on my ass. Because I was at a shop and they were trying to find me. Like, they had a task to go fetch me, basically, for this guild. Like, the guild head sent them on a little mini mission. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, you're only Chewbacca in the sense of how big your character is. But definitely more Mace Windu in, like, attitude. If we were going to go by Star Wars characters. Though I have to say they're nothing like Star Wars characters. Except for, like, maybe I was channeling a bit of, like, early Princess Leia character development because it was really funny. I don't know. I'm having fun with it. We meet every couple weeks, so it'll be fun. And the GM is really fun. And the other people in the campaign are really fun. And honestly, I think that's why I'm enjoying myself so much. Is, like, good people. And, like, the GM does let us just kind of go off on a tangent. Yeah, okay, so my paladin, like, for some reason, the game master decided, like, the reason I'm being fetched is because I got lost in this town. So I had to play up that. I'm like, okay, that was not stated at the beginning. Like, that is not something that Sauce actually, like, told me was gonna happen, and it was not something that we planned. So it was just kind of like, oh, spur of the moment. By the way, you have no sense of direction. So that was really funny. So I had to be like Ryoga from Ranma 1/2. There's this character who gets lost everywhere, has absolutely zero sense of direction, duels people but can't find them because, like, they have no sense of direction. It's pretty funny. Yeah, Sauce is a good dude. I wanted my character to be a real anti-hero and an antagonist. I thought that would be fun. Because, like, one of our friends, Cecilia, her character is very much a charmer. So, like, I'm glad that there's a foil for that. And it's really fun to kind of, like, be that foil for a lot of people. Because I'm, like, a newbie coming in. But at the same time, like, I don't know what's going on. But they don't know what's going on with me either, so it's kind of interesting. This is a med check. If you have not taken any medication that you need to take, please be sure to take your medicine. I'm gonna go grab mine, so just one moment. Alright, I'm back. Just wait till you get slobbered on by Drail's bear. Oh yeah, it's gonna be funny. Barry's got all of her pills. Good job. And Faye brushed their teeth. Which, honestly, I went and did. Because I saw that real quick. I was like, yeah, you know what? I should brush my teeth because all I'm drinking is water now. I don't even know, like... Well, yeah. Okay, cool. I just wanted to check my stream avatar. Because I wasn't sure if she was still working. Because I haven't had OBS up. It's kind of funny. There we go. Well, the first time my character uses their divine sense, it goes, why is the orc giving off fiend vibes? I mean, that's going to be hysterical. We're going to have a good time with it. Stream avatars. You know, I haven't set them up on my end, but I do have the program now. I am... Honestly, I should be working on this for CC because I've gotten Bugs Fable. I got 3 characters done. The main 3. Because it was a fun project for Dynaban. So I have more than I'm doing for Bugs Fable for stream avatars. So you shall see those in a future stream of CC's. And maybe I will someday set up stream avatars because it would be cute to have them like go along the bottom of my stream on like the desk that I got set up. That'd be fun. Oh, you know what? My drinks don't reflect my drinks. They don't. Hold on. Because I don't have tea anymore. And I had 2 teas. I had iced tea and I had hot tea. And right now I just have water. It's gonna hide there. Miku Crump. Okay, I'm totally getting the Miku ones, by the way. What I really want to do is make the rest of the Sailor Senshi from Sailor Moon, because I only got the, like, inner scouts, as they call them, here in the US. They only got, like, the first 5. They don't have, like, Sailor Saturn, or Uranus and Neptune. Or Pluto, for that matter. Or Sailor Chibi Moon. Or the Sailor Starlights. Which, that's coming out soon. I'm super excited. Because Sailor Starlights are amazing. The mangaka, Naoko Takeuchi, she made transgender Sailor Senshi way back in the 90s. Totally canon. Presents them well. And I absolutely think they're fun. Like, their day job is, like, they're idols. So, like, they're a pop band, basically. Like, K-pop. It's so funny. You're actually here because you took sleep meds already, so you can start to wind down and chill before bed. That is wonderful. That's what I like to hear. We'll see how far we get on this. This is actually kind of turning out pretty cool, I have to say. I'm not sure if I'm going to ink this or if I'm going to paint this. What do you think? Because sometimes ink bleeds more than paint, and sometimes paint bleeds more. And I haven't tested it on this paper. I've been using a different paper with these pens. And I have some wonderfully bright pens, but I also have a nice set of watercolors, so I'm not sure. This has been really relaxing for me, which is good. I had one of those really emotional days. I didn't sleep well last night. I went to my therapist today. Like super early. Like I got up at 6:45, having only slept a few hours intermittently because I just kept waking up. And I'm still up. Like I've been up since then. You see, it depends on how waterproof the ink pen is, yeah, and what kind of look. Because color bleed can have its own appeal. Yeah, it totally does. So you can also just lean into that and get a cool look. I can. I might do that because, like, I already have some feathering with the ink lines just because of the nature of the paper. So that might be fun. It is a long day, but that's because I have sleep issues. I've noticed when my depression kicks in hard that my sleep medication doesn't work, or whether it's over counter or not, and my insomnia gets worse. And it's not that I'm like up for any specific reason. I just generally keep staying up. And it's not that I'm tired. I'm not, which is weird. But then again, ADHD and insomnia going hand in hand. So I tend to wonder about that. Like, my depression kicked in hard lately, so that's another reason I'm off of work. But we manage our depression as well as we can. Honestly, music has been helping the most with that, and playing music especially. And then, of course, the support of good friends and family. I sound like Bob Ross now, and now we have a happy little tree. You were cruelly forced into the office both yesterday and today. That is so mean. Making you commute? That's bullshit. You need, like, special birdseed for that berry. Like angel birdseed. So here's a fun thought process. Robin Warriors or Samurai Troopers is a male variant. Oh, Ronin Warriors, because autocorrect. Ronin Warriors or Samurai Troopers is the male variant of Sailor Moon. Pooh. Totally. Mood, ADHD, and insomnia. And you get special birdseed, berry birdseed with, you know, special angel nutrients. Because we're all about that here. I'm actually kind of sad, like, you can't see my feather, or this really cool, it's a whistle. If that didn't pink out my microphone. It was a duck, and it was made from clay, in Oregon, on the Oregon coast. And I dropped it, and I lost the head. I was about 7 years old, and it was something my mom bought me when we were at a gift store in Lincoln City. It was the first time we'd gone to Lincoln City, and we didn't have much money at all in those days. Still don't, for that matter. But she saw that I really liked this and took a shiny to it in a gift store and let me have it, which was really sweet. And I still have it, even though I lost the head. I went looking for that head so much. I looked everywhere, but yeah, it was just gone. But it's still, it has a really nice feel to it. It's smooth and bumpy at the same time. because it's, you know, clay from the area. I'm sorry, there's no headberry. Sprinkles with tons of sugar. Yeah, that totally goes on angel bird seed. Its head lives in memory. It was sweet. It's a good ducky. This is my ducky. And it's just kind of funny because, like, I haven't been able to keep a lot, I want to say, from my childhood. Especially little trinkets like that. You know, they tend to disappear when you're a little kid. But I've always kept that whistle with me. With me. God, I must be getting tired because my lisp is coming out. So I had speech therapy when I was a kid because I couldn't say my S's and Z's correctly, in the sense that my tongue would stick out between them, and on occasion I would lisp. So if you hear me lisp, that's why I'm tired. No, that's how you make fairy bread. Oh, with tons of sugar and sprinkles. Damn straight. Fairy bread's the way to go. So angel bird seed must have, I'm thinking, what, gold and silver? Or is it pearlized, where it's really pretty like that? Yeah, speech therapy, because you confuse TH and F sounds. F and... yeah, okay, I can see that. That would make sense. Like teeth and teeth. Which, I mean, an adorable affectation, but, you know, one wants to sound professional when they're an adult, so one gets speech therapy or is forced into it, even though we think it's like a bunch of bunk when we're a kid. But it really does make a difference, which is so stupid. But at the same time, not. You don't even know what would be called. Wait. I don't even know what that would be called as a tick, though. I mean, I think affectation is more it. Yes, that's exactly what your parents said. You had to go to speech language pathologist a couple of years ago because you had to learn to swallow with your tongue the proper way. Oh, interesting. I mean, okay, that makes sense that, like, that's what they do. But at the same time, interesting. Like, I wouldn't think one would swallow wrong. Oh god, that sounds like innuendo. I'm sorry. Kind of not sorry. That's pretty funny too, like, if you think about it as a phrase. But yeah, here we are at 3 a.m. with innuendo about swallowing wrong. Whoop whoop, innuendo detected, damn right. Well, I'm glad that you were able to, though, like, learn how to swallow with your tongue the proper way. Because I would think that would have a lot of issues with eating and maybe, like, acid reflux. You're getting jaw surgery because your teeth were wonk, and you apparently taught yourself to swallow with your tongue wrong as a kid because you lost your front teeth as a kid and they didn't grow back for a couple of years, so you compensated by learning to use your tongue in a proper way. Okay, like, wow. I lost my front teeth as a kid too, like my baby teeth, and I remember I was like 4 or 5. My mom would put me to bed with a bottle of apple juice, which was a thing to do in the 1980s because juice is healthy. That was their thought, at least. So my front teeth rotted. They gave me caps, though, where they take the root of the baby tooth and put, like, basically a metal over it. Aw, okay. So I was wondering what the deal with my video feed is. My phone died. Okay. So I guess we must be like, let me switch cameras. Hold on a second. Maybe. Should I switch cameras or should I call this stream? Like, I can also get a plug for my phone, which actually is probably the best way to go about it. One moment. Oh, she did, Jim. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn off my my avatar. That is so sad. I'm sad. Yeah. There's a couple meaning to binge. Yeah, that's so true. My phone being dead is a mood, and it was solid, like 100% battery, and I turned the screen off, so it was just using the camera. But then again, we have been streaming for just 2 hours, just under 2 hours. What the fuck? My phone being dead is such a mood. Then again, okay, I was having to stream with Wi-Fi because I couldn't get the program to work with it tethered. So there's that, which is lousy. It certainly lasts a lot longer when I've been able to use it with the USB plug. So I think it was the Wi-Fi draining the battery. Sad face. Let me think. Because you can't run 2 cameras at once with Windows. Because they're bastards. Well, sad to say, I think I might actually have to call the stream. It's been good so far, though. It's been a pleasure, like, hanging out. Barry, are you gonna be streaming? Because Faye is going to be going to bed, I'm sure. And the only people I have on are Mystery Science Theater 3000. I'm glad that you can catch me too, Faye. I'll come hang out with you as soon as I see you doing another stream. But you're always more than welcome. Come visit. It's always fun having you around. Barry thought about sleeping. Or streaming, but is going to sleep also. Oh. See, it looks like you and me need to, like, head to bed, I guess. We're the ones that are, like, on American time here. Hopefully you can get some rest too, Barry. And Faye, you definitely need sleep, so enjoy. And I will see you all again my next round of insomnia, I'm sure. It's been fun. Okay. Sleep, what's that? I know, right? Yes, rest well, everyone. Z, catch another nap at least. You can get a nap. I believe in you. Next time. Oh, I wonder if I still got the emotes up. I used to have hotkeys. What are hotkeys? Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. They don't tonight. That's a shame. I was gonna do a peace sign. Okay. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.